Draping sari in Dhoti style with dupatta. Important note, this video is a mirror image. Follow along as if you were looking in the mirror to get dressed. Your sari should be in the same position as mine when you're facing the video. Go ahead and arrange your sari around you. And pull out at least a yard's length of fabric. You're going to wind up pulling this through your legs and up behind you. So instead of wearing a petticoat, you can just wear leggings or underpants if it makes you happy. This will be a nice movable style, though if you're going to be moving a lot and doing yoga, I definitely recommend leggings. You'll see why later. Go ahead and make a nice little tie in the front here. Take your fabric, grab that nice bottom border, and make some pleats. Make your pleats roughly a hand span across. Now, we're not going to pin them just yet, since we haven't double checked to make sure if we have too much or not enough fabric just yet. Go ahead and pull it under your left leg and double check that your pleats are nice and lined up. See how it's already making the pants there? Go ahead and push the border in. You may notice that mine got a little twisted. Here I go fixing it. Go ahead and push the border in between your legs. And then gently tuck the border in. Make sure that you let the border fall down by and around your ankles, if not a little bit lower than the ankle bone. This will make sure that you achieve the right look and that you have all the coverage that you need later. I'm going to go ahead and take a safety pin and pin it now. That way, as I arrange the rest of the sari, it doesn't come out and go flopping everywhere and then I'd have to redo my pleats. There we go. And now I'm going to go ahead and take another safety pin. And now that I've actually set my kacha in place, well, I'm not sure if kacha is the right word for this particular one, but now that we've gone ahead and set our border in place, I'm going to go ahead and find another place to add a second pin. That way the border stays nice and aligned and it doesn't get unruly. It's good to pin down and right about in between your knees, like I did, because otherwise, if you sit down on the safety pin, you can accidentally undo it. Now, go ahead, find your palu, swing it between your legs, and wrap it around your right leg. Go ahead and untuck. Yeah, I know it's taking me a moment because I gotta undo that safety pin. But even once I do, I'm going to pin that back again so that, again, the pleats don't fall out. Now, I had my length adjusted a little improperly. You could maybe tell that I had not quite enough palu, but I had plenty of border in the back. So I'm going to go ahead and retie at my waist. Don't feel discouraged if you have to do this. I mean, obviously it has to be done sometimes. You never know. This is why we didn't go ahead and set everything all in place at once. We need to check the length of the sari. For girls who are bigger, you might want to go ahead and make sure that you are using a full 6-yard sari, or even look at getting a 7-yard sari in order to do dhoti style. But this will be very comfortable for all body styles. and it'll make you a nice pair of pants that you can easily move around in. Now see, we've pulled it through our legs. We've got our borders pinned, so we can go ahead and let it drop. Now we're gonna pull the top border, and we're gonna go ahead and tuck it in right around our waist. I'm gonna pick up the borders in the back. Go ahead and retuck it and pin it. That way it stays. So yes, bigger girls, don't be afraid to try this style. This will be very, very, very comfortable for you. Just make sure that you have enough fabric. Sometimes you can achieve this by buying a sari that has a blouse piece attached, but not attached to the pallu, attached to the body of the sari. Because then you can just not trim it off and wind up with a 7+ yard sari. And that should give you more than enough coverage for this style. Now, to set up the front and our pallu on this, we're going to go ahead and pull the upper border of the sari up onto our shoulder, and then we're going to gently tug our sari up in little groups, trying to make little pleats as we go. Depending on the fabric that you've chosen, it could be a little bit difficult, and you might need a little bit of patience as you fix them. You may notice that mine's taking a little patience too. Usually I go faster, but I also usually do this up close in front of a mirror. Go ahead and make things look nice and neat as you go. You may notice that the border is running a little bit high on my right leg right now. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that at all. We're going to have that fixed before the end. It's totally fine if your pallu is uneven in the back for this style too. In fact, it's expected. Now you notice that you can go down there and tug on that lower border and go ahead and arrange things a little bit. There is give and play in those lower borders there. You'll learn how to use it more the more you wear this style. Go ahead and line things up and get a safety pin. We're going to go ahead and pin our sari as usual, because this will make sure that it doesn't go falling everywhere. Before I knew to pin my saris, I used to have a lot of trouble with my pallu going everywhere. Constantly fighting with my pallu, could barely keep it on my shoulder. Go ahead and fix our borders a little bit. And I'm going to go ahead and grab a nice big chandra pin. I am going to show you how to put the dupatta on, but I'm going to show you how to go ahead and finish this particular style of dhoti first. That way, if you want to finish this style by itself, you can. I'll also be posting some other videos in how to do dhoti in other styles, so keep your eyes out for that. You can go ahead and pin your sari up at your chest there too if you want. I definitely recommend wearing a kamarband, which is a nice chain belt there. It gives a very traditional look and it will hold everything in place. Keep you nice and secure. I'm going to go ahead and put my rudraksh back on. So now here I'm going to go ahead and show you how to put the dupatta on with this. We're going to go ahead and undo that chandra pin. Now we're going to go ahead and let our dupatta out. Take the corners, tuck them right in here to the front. You can wind up arranging this in the front exactly how you decide looks best with the particular dupatta that you are draping. So there's no set way to tuck in the corners and arrange them. That's purely up to you and your dupatta. You want to go ahead and make sure you get it tucked in around the sides. And we're going to go ahead and just pull it through that back border there. We're not really worried. We're just going to go ahead and pull it through and tug on it gently. Go ahead and adjust the shape as you go. Tugging on that under border a bit is part of how we get that nice drape there on the left side. Sorry. But that's how we got that nice rounded shape. Namaskar, Lynx. Do you want to play? Huh? He wanted to play. I'll play more with him in a minute. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and get our dupatta pleated gently. And now these pleats will very likely wind up being uneven also. We're arranging it for how it looks on the front. If our dupatta is flared in the back as it sits with the pallu, that's just fine. It'll look just fine. Go ahead and start tugging it around, get it arranged. That wonderful embroidered design gives a really neat look as it passes over, doesn't it? And see how I'm going and making sure that it matches up with the way my sari is draped? And it gives a neat kind of pseudo-Maharashtrian look when you do this. But it can be really fun because you can accent your saris with beautiful colors and embroidery in ways that you wouldn't normally be able to. Now we're gonna go ahead and get the chandra pin again, because now it'll look really pretty standing out against the pink and that kind of bluish green. The great thing about that dupatta is it's got all these beautiful jewel tones and the embroidery is just absolutely amazing looking. So you look really royal and sparkly and you catch the light in just gorgeous ways when you wear layered stuff like this, especially with a nice gold zari border and some Maharashtrian tushi jewelry to go with it. Those are jhumka on my ears for those who don't know. See, notice how we have an uneven pallu in the back, but it actually makes really neat, pretty little pleats on it. And we'll go ahead and stick our kamarband back on because that'll go ahead and hold everything in place. And here we go. Here's the finished shape and look of a Dhoti style sari. This is just one of the ways to wrap a Dhoti style sari. I'll be showing you others. You've got a lot of movement when you wrap like this. Of course, you may have noticed during that dance move that there's a very open pad in the middle of your legs. Wear leggings if you plan to move around a lot. Wear leggings. Wear leggings. And have fun. You can do yoga, you can dance, you can do your daily chores, you can do all kinds of things and look absolutely fabulous in a beautiful sari wearing this. If you like this video, comment, subscribe, hit that like button. Thanks so much. Har Har Mahadev.